Hey, Joey Starr here. The next day or so is going to be pretty darn cool because I'm going to go pick up my best friend and bring him back here. And we are going to partake in an event that's inspired by a temporary job that I had applied for. This temporary job, which was for a company that I'm not going to name because I don't want to send them any traffic. They basically put out an ad to hire a certain number of pairs of people for a 21-hour gaming challenge. The idea was that you and your best friend would play a series of co-op games as a team and just go out there and just kind of kick some ass. I don't remember all the details because it's been a while since I saw the ad. It was one of those things that I applied for myself and Greg. Basically, they were going to send you a system, a handful of specific games, have you play them, and I don't remember if it was like write down some notes, take some pictures, take some video. I don't think video was part of it, but there might have been pictures, definitely some survey questions related to the experience. And they were going to give you some petty cash for snacks and stuff. And then on top of that, I mean, that was considered your expenses. They were going to give us $500 a pop just for playing. I thought that was pretty cool. So I put in the application for Greg and I to participate in this, but of course we're not exactly kids out of high school or just starting college, and I'm not saying that's why we weren't picked, but I'm sure that didn't help. Part of the application process was, little short answer questions like, what's your favorite game to play co-op and why, and what kind of dynamic do you and your best friend have? Actually, the questions I'm saying now is probably more interesting to answer than what was actually asked, but the point is, it was between us and who knows how many thousands of applicants there were. So, we weren't picked, not a big deal, but I figured, hey, I have a vlog, and this is just like one of those muse moments. Even when I applied, I was like, I'm probably not going to get picked, but even if I don't get picked, I can still have a fun time participating in my own way. So what I decided to do is, I didn't get a new system, but I have my old system. So we're going to do this a bit differently. I'm going to go pick up Greg, come back here. My dog is going to lose her upon seeing Greg because she adores him. These two are like, they're buddies. It's pretty cute. So that'll be captured too. And we're going to pick up our own snacks, whatever we want. That'll be good for gaming. Basically, we're going to go back to our high school days and a little bit post-high school and a little bit post-college. Maybe even post start of the career. But the point is, there was a time where we would have our gaming nights, and we didn't usually plan them like this. They would just happen. It would be just like, hey, let's hang out this weekend. We hang out. Next thing you know, we're playing the latest PlayStation game or the latest Nintendo game for hours on end. So, this is going to be like a revisit to those days. It also act as a, hey, Company X, who I won't name because I don't want to send you traffic. I don't need you to have this kind of fun, and I don't need you to share this fun with all my friends on my channel. So I'm just about ready to leave, thank goodness. Let me tell you right now, I am not a morning person. Some mornings I wake up and I'm just like, I don't even know how the hell I'm going to get ready for work or whatever I'm doing. And this morning was no exception. It's kind of late October right now. I don't know that if it's officially hunting season yet. I don't really keep track because I'm not a hunter. I know it's not deer season yet. That's next month. But point is, the last few mornings, pretty much right around 7:30 on the nose, my dog will start barking. And one of the things that triggers her when she's sleeping is hearing gunshots outside. Now, they're probably like 2-3 miles away, but it's just loud enough because, I live up in the mountains. There's a big echo. So what happens is, boom, they fire a shot, it echoes, she hears it with her dog-like ears, and it startles her, and then she starts barking. She starts barking, wakes me up. Normally that's not a big deal, because by 7:30 I'm almost ready to go to work anyway, so I've been awake for a while. Not a big deal. She barks, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But the difference this morning was that I'm on my first day of vacation that I took very specifically to hang out with my partner in crime here, Greg. And I had the alarm set for 8 a.m. So guess what happened? I was woken up early. Thanks, Elmer Fudd. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I appreciate it. Because you're out hunting wabbits, my ass had to wake up half an hour earlier than I wanted to. Is it the end of the world? No. But I'm not happy about it. I like to sleep in on my days off. Anyway, I'm going to finish getting ready, and then we're going to hit the road and go pick up my gaming partner. Not her. That's my gaming dog. She's the one that keeps the lookout and makes sure that we're safe while we play. But more on that later. Oh yeah. What a beautiful day for a drive. Greg's parking garage. Let's go see how the man's doing. Supposedly he's been getting ready while I've been driving up. Yeah, it's only a 2-hour drive. 2 hours would be plenty for people like you and I, but it's kind of like Diana Ross, so I think he needs about 4 or 5 hours to get ready. So hopefully he started. Had to come back to my car because I forgot my mask. I forgot that I'm not in New York now. A lot of places like here, they actually require you to wear a mask regardless of your vaccination status. So I want to be respectful. And I want to be able to, I don't want him to let me in. Look who just happened to be waiting in the parking lot for me.
Yeah, I thought you passed by the lobby.
I forgot that I wasn't in New York anymore. Folks, you remember Mr. OMD? We'll just call him Greg. Greg for short.
Yep.
Because if you take the letters of OMD and you break them apart, it spells Greg. A lot of you guys don't know that, but I know that. So I'm in Greg's family home now, and I have a pressing question for him.
Uh-oh.
Sir, come here. I got a question.
Oh, crap.
So, please explain this device to me.
It is a... It's not plugged in. It's a hairdryer. It's also an electric hairbrush and curling brush.
Wow, that is unfreaking real, all in one device, huh?
Yeah.
For you females, if you're lonely at night, it has other functions as well.
I don't know if you would really want to use it there because this thing would...
Hey, you know, like the song says, some like it hot. It even sounds like one of those things.
So right now it's on high.
Right?
This is low and that's off. Even cool sounds like fast.
So basically, you can set up your hair, comb it, dry it, pleasure yourself, and it sounds like even make yourself a protein shake on the way out.
Yeah. You can feel kind of how it got warm already.
Let me see. In more ways than one. Before that, I want to tell you about my parking lot experience. Even before I forgot my mask, I had to go back for it. Pull into the parking garage, right? Some people are walking with their little foo-foo dogs. And no offense to you, I know you have a foo-foo dog, but trust me, Harry is way more macho and cool than the little fluffer I saw down there. So this woman's walking it, probably one of your fellow residents. And the thing is, you know, I look at her, I look down at the dog, and I thought the dog was cute, so I smiled. Bear in mind, I'm in my car, you know, pulling into the parking lot there. Yeah. And she gives me such a nasty look, like, what the hell are you looking at? Like, what the hell is that? I thought people were friendly in Connecticut.
Depends.
Yeah, apparently so. But yeah, I mean, talking about the most stuck-up look, I thought I was back in Fallsburg.
Well, you have to also understand, here in Fairfield County, Connecticut, the culture is connected towards New York City.
Yeah.
So there's that city attitude.
Yeah.
So some people who commute from here to Stanford or Stanford to Manhattan have that. And they drive like maniacs over here, so. Well,
I definitely noticed that, and that was caught on film. Whether or not I'll include it in the edit's another story. But yeah, that's my story. By the way, look at you all clean shaven and like you look like you're ready to go backstage. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, also, just a little hint behind the scenes, I've only had 3 hours of sleep.
Oh, that's awesome. Today's going to be awesome.
So,
can we get out of your bathroom?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, watching the news yesterday on Channel 2.
Is this a vlog-worthy story? Or should I just... Okay, awesome.
I found out...
Hang on. Let me situate myself with a seat as well.
So...
By all means.
I found out that there is a very unique restaurant that opened up in New York City.
Ooh.
It's called the Shalom Japan Restaurant.
Shalom Japan. So I'm already thinking by the first part that it's possibly Yiddish, at the very least kosher. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Japan. But okay, continue.
Yes, so they serve both Jewish food and Japanese food.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, I like Israeli cuisine. Actual, like, proper Israeli cuisine and kosher food. It's a bit on the heavy side, but a lot of it's very tasty, and you know what? It's very hearty.
Right.
Which is really good when you grew up in the mountains like we do, because, you know, I tell you what, a nice bowl of matzo ball soup, keep you warm for a little while. Mm-hmm. And Japanese cuisine, I don't have a lot of experience with Japanese cuisine. Like, the little bit that I've had was really good. That's pretty cool. That was your story. What part of New York City?
I believe Manhattan.
No, of course. Good old Manhattan. Okay. I basically came up here just to take a squirt after a 2-hour drive, and this is what I get. If this is any indication of how the rest of today is going to go, we're all in for a treat. I'm wondering now if I should, on the way back to New York, whether to just point the camera at us and just let it roll. Because I'm sure there's going to be some classic stuff. And of course, being that I'm the cinematographer, director, and editor, I can cut out whatever the hell I need to. So that's no problem. But yeah, since I'm on camera, let me fix my hair.
Baker, mailman, bartender, barber.
And he sells lemonade on Sundays on the corner. Hey, man, how many jobs you have? I love that. Anyway, so that's that's the deal. We haven't done shit yet, and I'm already laughing my ass off. Just to give you an idea, again, I came up here just to take a squirt because it was a 2-hour drive and I had a bunch of coffee before leaving. I'm not even inside his apartment in its entire 60 seconds. I went straight to the bathroom. He starts laughing at something. I still don't know what it was, but just hearing him laugh was making me laugh. So then I'm laughing in there, and then he's laughing at me, laughing at him. This is the kind of day we're going to have. And we haven't even done anything yet. Just so... be forewarned. We haven't left yet. Real quick, I just wanted to point this out. While I was waiting for my man to get ready here, I happened to notice it has this little advertisement for Alfred, which I don't know much about, but based on what I'm seeing here, it's a delivery service of some kind, probably with an app, and it's talking about how you can get stuff from Whole Foods, and the way it's worded, it leads me to believe, and Mr. Gregg here can correct me as soon as I say something wrong. He's going to anyway, so I might as well give him permission to. But I'm assuming that it picks up from other places, or at least one other place, because it says here that if you have certain things you want from Whole Foods, you write Whole Foods next to it, and they'll include it in your order for delivery. I just wanted to say that is, not only is it freaking cool, but where I live, I can't even get the freaking postman to show up all 6 delivery days of the week. And here he is, living somewhere where they'll pick up freaking stuff from Whole Foods and bring it up here to this apartment. I mean, come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Any comments?
Definitely. So Alfred is the concierge service that's built downstairs. They're the ones who man the desk and the mailroom and everything.
Oh, so it's part of this place specifically?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you need bottled water, they'll go get bottled water for you. They'll, when you're gone on vacation, if they need to, they'll water the plants, feed the pet, make sure everything's in order.
I saw a sign for that out in the hall before we got to your door. It said, it says, "We'll feed the fish."
Yep. They'll take your car to a detailing place that's associated with them.
Wow.
Yeah. Dry cleaning, they'll take your dry cleaner. You drop it off downstairs, they'll take it to whatever dry cleaner you want. And then the dry cleaner company will pick it up. They bring it back, and then they'll either drop it off here in the apartment or you pick it up downstairs.
Hey, how about that? I tell you what, folks, 2 things I want to say about what Greg just said. Number 1, this video is not sponsored in any way by Waypoint. And 2, obviously they have some great amenities here, but it's not like the place doesn't cost you to live here.
That's correct. It's like living in a city, basically.
Right. Well, I mean, the point I was making is that it's not cheap to live here. You do get these great services, which is great. It's not like you're not forking over money anyway. So it's good, actually, that they offset that a bit with the services that they have available to you that are exclusive to here. That's pretty cool. I thought the Alfred thing was great. I saw that. I was like, oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, what's really nice also is that almost every place around here delivers. ShopRite, Stop and Shop, Walmart, Whole Foods, Stu Leonard's.
By the way, this video is not sponsored by any of the places he just met. I'm just being a wise ass.
Yeah, none of those places are sponsoring this video. However,
and neither is Marshall.
Yeah.
This shirt is not an advertisement. It's just what he wants to wear. As a matter of fact, hey, you know what? Let me party here. I happen to be wearing a shirt that's from the band Living Colour.
That's awesome.
No relation to the show In Living Color that we were speaking out before, who's definitely not sponsoring us, even if I wanted them to. Actually, it'd be very cool to be sponsored by them, but they haven't existed since the 90s. Believe me, they're not sponsoring us. But anyway, this is pretty posh, dude. I feel like you've done pretty well for yourself since moving away, except for the part where I had to drive over 115 miles to get your ass, but that's life sometimes. So, for real, we're gonna leave this time. Even if I have something else to film, I'm not even gonna talk about, hey, we didn't leave yet. You're just not gonna know. Or you'll figure it out. Either way, we'll see you in the car. All right, we're in the car. We are ready to freaking rock here. Something I didn't give a lot of thought to specifically on the way here because I was just kind of getting into the music I was listening to. By the way, gamma rays awesome. I don't care what anybody says, they are awesome. If you're a Halloween fan and you haven't treated yourself to some gamma ray, shame on you. Shame on you. Especially if you're a fan of like all eras of Halloween, like I am, you need gamma ray in your life. By the way, this video is not sponsored by gamma ray.
Or the Incredible Hulk.
Or the Incredible Hulk. Oh, I see what you did there. Ah, not bad for 3 hours of sleep. Quick errand stop at the local pharmacy for Greg, and came across this little gem here. See this? Protein? I just made a protein shake. Hey Greg, come here. Iron Man! Baseball! Hero! My only thought in that respect, I don't know what she's doing. Apparently neither does she. Mafia. Alright, so this segment's being recorded. By the way, this video is not in any way sponsored by whoever we decide to eat with. See, I don't even know who it is yet, and I can tell you we're not sponsored by them.
Correct.
That's good for the moment.
Oh, that's good, thank you.
Enjoy. Thank you. So there's mushrooms, a little bit of pepper.
Oh yeah. We just ate at the Post Road Diner. Good call to this gentleman over here. He picked the place. We've eaten here before. If you've seen our Alice Cooper Ace Freely video on the music channel, whatever the hell I'm calling it, most of the later sections of that video took place there. Quick impromptu review. I ordered it the way I like to pronounce it. I pronounce it like a New Yorker, a gyro. Okay. I realize out west you guys call it gyros. There's a whole story between me and that word when I went out there, when I lived out there. Believe me, there was a bit of cultural shock with the way I say things versus how they say things there. And I'm not saying what's right or wrong. Actually, if I'm being honest, I know gyro is actually the correct way to say it because that's how they would say it in Greece. That's what I was told. Or maybe that's bullshit too. Maybe someone told me that just so that they can pronounce it that way and have it, I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to look it up because I'm having doubts. As far as I know, I'm pronouncing it wrong, but you know what? I'm pronouncing it the way they pronounce it in New York. It's a gyro. Gyro. Unless your nickname is Goomba, then you're gonna call it a gyro. But that's a story for another time. I ordered the gyro, and the gyro. I had the gyro, and unlike New York diners, who always gives you a side of fries, this place does not come with a side. And I wasn't going to have a side with it. I figured, I don't need all those extra carbs. But somebody mentioned tater tots when they ordered their own meal. I don't know who that was. So that sounded good. I decided to order it too. And it's a damn good thing. First of all, this is going to sound like a complaint. It's not a complaint. All right. First of all, they overcooked the tater tots by about this much. And for me, that made them perfect. I like them just slightly, a little extra crispy, a little darker on there. And that's exactly how they came out. Every bite was like, it was a big crunch. It was like eating packaged croutons as far as the crunch goes. But even though they were crunchy like that, it was still tender inside and so freaking flavorful. Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Holy shit. I'm not going to say they were the best tater tots I ever had, but at least top 5. Maybe even top 3. That's how good they were to me. They were so good, I did not add any ketchup or any other condiment. I ate them as is and freaking loved every bite. As a matter of fact, I loved the tater tots. I did not love the gyro. It was okay, but I'm thinking the worst gyro I've ever had in New York State was probably better than this. Now, when I say worst gyro in New York State, I'm not saying that the worst one I had was bad. It was the least of all the ones that I had. This one was maybe as good as that or slightly less. I was expecting more because theirs is a little unique in that they included both beef and lamb in the same gyro. It wasn't even like I ordered it that way. That's the way they make it, which I thought that was pretty cool. But it was overloaded with like the wrong kind of lettuce. Number 2, I don't know if they like overbought on the onions, but mine came with a lot of onion, like a lot. I mean, yes, this guy, I brushed off a bunch of lettuce and onion right off the sucker. I went like this, and knocked out about a chunk about this big around, and I still had a full serving of it in my gyro to eat. So it's give you an idea. But I really like this place. My second time eating here. Food is more or less on point. Service is really good. They're really nice here. The ambiance of the place is really cool. You got a little bit of that old like 50s style, like you saw on the mural painted on the adjacent wall out here. A bit of that style. They have like this glass display that has these little like model cars and stuff and other little knickknacks from that era, replicas of like the old gas station pumps from those times and stuff. So it's pretty cool. By the way, really important to mention, you know what I'm going to say right now, right? This video was not sponsored by Post Road Diner. We just happen to like eating here. Went to use the bathroom, right? So I'm washing my hands after taking care of business. Look over to where I'm going to dry my hands. I see the symbol for the hands. That's where it is. I go like this, expecting the air to blow down, and it was like, paper towel came out. I had a bit of a blonde moment there.
Wow.
Yeah, that was... and it came out. All I could do, I just started laughing. In the same time, there's a guy in the stall.
Oh, God.
We probably heard the whole thing saying, that guy is freaking crazy. I ain't coming out of this stall until he leaves. So part of the game plan is back to my place, drop off your luggage so I can get some of my gas mileage back. Have you see the dog, have her go through her stuff. She needs to eat. She didn't eat today because, like, she probably doesn't specifically know that you're coming, but she knows something's going on. She was excited, so she wouldn't eat. She just wanted to hang out outside and bark at squirrels and rabbits and stuff. By that point, it's probably going to be close to 6 o'clock. Between now and then, you and I are going to figure out what we're doing for dinner, and then we're going to go get it.
Okay.
That's what we'll do. We'll feed her, and we'll take a quick trip out, grab whatever, come back, and get to our first round of gaming. God damn it.
What type of gaming, Joey?
Video gaming, because that's what this is all about. The snobby is specific to, like, there's a lot of rich people who are snobby because they look down on people that aren't wealthy. See, that's snobby because you're putting down other people. You're superior to them and putting them down. Being arrogant is you're very full of yourself, and you may still think of yourself as better as other people, but you wouldn't necessarily discount them for being in a different social class. I'm not saying that my last name is Webster, but or Miriam. I'm just saying.
Or Roche.
Okay. Or Oxford. Yeah. I came up, the leaves weren't this color yet.
I was watching the weather on the news back in Connecticut. They were saying that it didn't change yet.
But that's good.
Yep.
By the way, if you go to his deli, whatever you do not ask for extra mayonnaise. This video is definitely 100% not in the least bit sponsored by Interstate in New York. I wouldn't let them sponsor me for $5,000 an episode. Seriously. This freaking route sucks. Alright, that's not entirely true. What I like about the route is that you basically can go anywhere in New York with this route.
Yep.
What I hate about it is this, because the thing is, traffic is like this every day except those days that do not end in the letter Y. So, except for those days, traffic is like this. Oh, we're back in the 65 zone. Oh, yeah. Florida, drop the hammer, Louie. Drop the hammer. So I decided that when I'm off vacation, there's certain things I have to think about when I'm at work because I need to distract myself from the monotony of my day-to-day duties there. So one of the things I'm going to ponder on is I'm going to look at my budget, see what I want to do, see how much I want to save before I start shopping for a vehicle. Yes, I'm making fun of one of my exes by saying vehicle. He knows him. A person whose name came up at the party I was at a few days ago, to the point where I turned to the person speaking about her and asked her, why do you have to bring up that person's name every time I'm here? I even said, what are you trying to say? Smitty's an alien? And that's exactly what I said. Just like that.
This video is sponsored by Smitty the Alien.
Yes. Yes, big shout out to Smitty the Alien, who is sponsoring this video.
Yep.
All right, all jokes aside, so we have a friend that one of our affectionate nicknames for him is Smitty the Alien, if you haven't figured that out by now. What's funny was, just a coincidence, around the time that we started to call him Smitty the Alien, he was driving a Ford Probe, who, by the way, is not sponsoring this video. That's coincidence number one. It's hilarious because he's Smitty the Alien. The other thing, too, is that his Probe wasn't exactly that year's model, to say the least. It definitely needed some tender loving care around the exhaust area of the vehicle. Mm-hmm. Let's just say that you can hear his vehicle from 2 miles away when he was driving up.
Literally.
It sounded like a ship blasting off. So that was the other coincidence. And believe it or not, us calling him Smitty the Alien has nothing to do with the car. The car was just a bonus.
And isn't it funny that both him and the car always had an exhaust problem?
Oh.
Love you, Smitty. You need it.
That is awesome. He has an exhaust. Yes, his tailpipes. His and the cars. Yep. Always an issue with something coming out of the tailpipe. Oh
Yep,
my gosh. Not brought to you by Bismuth.
Yep.
And Alka-Seltzer.
Dude, that's a combination I never ever want to witness.
So I just had this visual of Smitty sitting at your old kitchen table when you used to live at Edgewood Place, popping 3 Alka-Seltzers, downing it with Bismuth.
Yeah.
What was that freaking liquor that he used to drink all the time?
Old English.
Old English and Mentos.
Oh.
All within the same sitting.
Dude, you just made my colon very upset.
Now, for human beings, like you and I, arguably, that'd be a pretty rough rest of the evening. But for someone with the alien constitution that Smitty has, that's just a Tuesday night.
Anybody over the age of 30 and born probably in the 60s or 70s would know what Brioski is.
Yeah, even I don't know what that is.
It came in little small tablet forms, about that big, and it was used like Alka-Seltzer to settle indigestion.
Oh, see?
And if you thought Alka-Seltzer had a weird, even if you bought the flavored Alka-Seltzer and that was a weird taste, Brioski was the worst. It would make you want to either gag or puke.
Here's my thought about Alka-Seltzer. Obviously, the first time I ever tried it in my life was before they had the flavor. Remember when there was only like one Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah.
Like the only flavor they had was ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, at the moment, the mind's... So, that's funny. At the moment, the name is slipping my mind, but you might remember, around Halloween time, we used to get these little circular wafers.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a little disc of sugar, really flat,
Yes.
and they came with these really pale colors like lilac and turquoise or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had like the dullest, chalkiest taste to them. And they came in almost like a wax paper kind of cylinder.
Yep.
That you would just kind of open up and you pull these things out. And even though we hated it, we still ate it for some reason.
Yeah.
So Alka-Seltzer is like the freaking older bastard stepchild of that.
Right.
But it's worse because at least with those things, like you can just kind of chew it and swallow it, and like the aftertaste might only last about 5 seconds or so. Alka-Seltzer sticks to your like heaven forbid you don't freaking swallow it immediately or wash it down with something big.
Yeah.
That sticks to your tongue, and even if you pull it off, there's remnants on there on your tongue that just will not come off.
Yes.
It's like you ingested plaster before it was mixed with water and had a chance to harden.
Correct.
Oh, like I can taste that now just thinking about it. It reminds me of a little, I don't know if I want to call it a story, but just a little footnote about growing up. Maybe this was true in your house too. Just in case we're up to like 7 or 8 viewers, there might be like 3 of you that don't know this. My background is primarily Latin, and a big part of his background is also Latin. And I'm not sure if this is a Latin thing or it's just a my mom thing. Or maybe it's a mom thing, but I think at most it's probably a Latin mom thing. We've basically learned over the years that if hearing stuff, gross stuff on TV or bothers you when you're eating, you probably shouldn't be watching TV. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because that was a classic with my mom. My mom was one of those people who don't want to say she became a couch potato because the thing is she wasn't lazy. She worked her ass off. She always worked. Always worked. One of the hardest working people I've ever known in my lifetime. But when it was downtime, she loved her TV, watching her shows. Although when I was a young kid, we didn't need the TV on. After like my later teenagehood and my adulthood, she'd always have the TV on. So usually the news or something. And she'd be the person to open her mouth and say something when there's something goes on TV. And she'd yell at the TV like, "God damn, I'm eating!" So, and I'm like, first of all, Mom, I was like, you know they can't hear you, right? That's number one. So number two, you put the TV on. Like, you know they're going to play gross on the TV while you're eating. I like to have the TV on when I eat. I'm like, okay, Mom, I'm not arguing that, but, you know, it's not consistent. It's, just leave me alone. All right, Mom, sorry. Sorry for having an opinion. Yeah. And the thing is, like, you know, dude, you know how, like, I have that curse where every time I go to a restaurant, there's a hobgoblin?
Yeah.
Well, she has the curse for, like, whenever she's flipping through channels and stops at the channel for a second, there's always like a gross commercial or something. Like she'll be just like getting into like a little bowl of ice cream, and they'll have like the Mucinex commercial, you know, with the little Flint looking guy.
Yeah.
He's there and he's got that voice like, you know, like that. And dude, she's sitting there, she's like, ugh, and she can't eat the ice cream anymore. But she won't give it to me either. So it's like nobody won. The ice cream's just wasted.
Yeah.
Dude, there was one time. I went to her house. I think it was something. It was some kind of holiday meal thing, like Easter or something. I went over there, and it was like she was cooking her food, and it was probably like 10 minutes before we were going to eat. And she flips through the channels, and she gets to CBS, and they had this commercial for Family Guy.
Oh God!
It's a snippet from one of those episodes where the dog character has this like 2-minute vomit. And he's there, she's like, ugh. And she's like, God damn! Why do they have to show this when I'm going to eat? And I'm just sitting there, all I could do was laugh. I couldn't even speak because I was just laughing. I was sitting there, I was like, ah! And she's like, don't laugh! It's not funny!
No, it's like
Those of you who don't know me personally and still was crazy enough to subscribe to this channel, you're starting to get an idea of why I am the way I am. That's a small part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mother Nature suddenly had a hernia on Saturday night.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of felt that in Connecticut.
Well, so it was around here, dude. We just got back to my place. This is the reunion of Samantha and her buddy Greg here, and they haven't seen each other in almost exactly a year. It's a few weeks short of a year. As you soon see, Sammy kind of likes Greg a little bit, just a little bit. Going into here. Ooh, it's a little warm in here. It's like a sauna.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like a sauna. Hey, good looking. Hey, good. Let me put the light on, son. Oh, do you know someone's here? You have a visitor. Come on in, Uncle Greg.
Oh my God! What's up, baby?
You got a visitor. Hey, shut that door.
Yep.
Hey, look who's here, Sammy. Look who came to see you. Yeah, I know. Oh, look at you.
Oh
Oh.
my God, Sammy, you're so loud, baby. I know. I haven't seen you in almost a year.
See how she's sitting nicely? Because she knows that's what she needs to do to be let
Good
out.
girl.
I know, honey. Hang on. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do, Sammy? Good girl. Blybe. Okay, stay down. Say hi to Uncle Gregor. Where you going? He's this way. She's probably thirsty.
Yeah.
No offense, she went for the food first. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go, Sammy? Are you looking for Uncle Greg? You are looking for Uncle Greg. Where'd he go? Oh, I can't keep up with her. Hey, baby girl. I don't know. You took so long to eat that he left. He left without you. Yeah, I don't know where he went, Sammy. Oh, my pretty girl. Oh. Yes, I know. I know.
What's up, baby?
Yeah, I know Uncle Greg's here. I'm the one who brought him here.
Easy, girl. Whoa, easy.
Look who's here, Sammy. Yeah. Oh, you missed your Uncle Greg, huh? I can't keep up with her, dude. I can't keep her on camera.
Good lord.
Yeah, she doesn't drink water. She inhales it.
What's up, sweetie?
Oh, you missed your Uncle Greg, didn't you? Didn't you?
How old is my little fur niece?
As of 2 Fridays ago, she's 4 years old.
Good lord. 4?
Yeah, she's a big girl
Huh?
now.
You're a big girl now. Yes, you are. You're the big girl now. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Good girl. Good girl. Can you sit, Sammy? Good girl. Good girl.
Real quick. We'll have Uncle Greg give you a couple of these. See if you can listen to them then. You quit getting off camera? That face. That face. I'll give you one because you're sitting there nice.
Dude, she didn't eat that. She inhaled it. C8. Good girl.
Plots. Stop following me. I'm trying to get you a You little Weisenheimer.
Yeah, she's certainly that.
What? You're just running through all your tricks so I can throw treats at you? That's not how it works.
She's trying to do her greatest hits before you even sing.
Yeah. Let's go over there. Go to the kitchen. Right here. See, it's live. You're so darn cute. Look at Daddy.
Good girl.
All right. You want to go out? Oh, you know what? I was partially zoomed. That's one of the reasons why I was having trouble with the frame. Of course. All right. Let's put you out there. And you know, Uncle Greg and I got a couple things to do before we leave you alone again for a short time.